let's practice English together. Today is a very quiet afternoon here, and I can hear the soft rustle of the leaves outside. It feels like the perfect time to slow down.
It really does, Ken. Hello, everyone. I am so happy you are joining us today. We want to create a space where learning English feels like a warm hug. Sometimes the world is too loud and our minds are too busy.
You were right, Anna. Many of our listeners are busy working or studying hard. They want to improve their English, but they also need a moment of peace. Today, we are talking about something very simple but very powerful.
We are talking about the magic of writing a diary. It is a wonderful way to practice English at an A1 or A2 level because it is personal, private, and very gentle on the soul.
I remember when I first started learning a new language, I was afraid to speak because I didn't want to make mistakes. But a diary doesn't judge you. It is a safe place for your thoughts.
Exactly. Your diary is your best friend. It listens to you without saying anything back. It just holds your words. For those at the A1 or A2 level, you don't need big words. You only need your heart and a pen.
Imagine yourself sitting in a comfortable chair. Maybe you have a cup of tea next to you. You open a notebook and you start to write about your day. It sounds so peaceful, doesn't it?
It sounds like a dream. Let's explore how this simple habit can change the way we learn English and how it can help us feel more connected to ourselves every single day.
Back to you, Anna. Do you still keep a diary? I know you used to write every single night before going to sleep.
I do, Ken. Even if I am very tired, I try to write at least 2 or 3 sentences. It helps me clear my head. If I had a stressful day, putting it on paper makes the stress feel smaller.
That is a great point. When we keep things inside, they feel heavy. When we write them down in English, we are doing two things at once. We are practicing our grammar and we're letting go of our worries.
I notice that when I write in my diary, I use very simple sentences. For example, I might write, "Today was a sunny day. I went to the park. I felt happy." These are basic sentences, but they're meaningful.
And that is perfect for our A1 and A2 learners. You don't need to write a novel. You just need to describe your life. What did you eat? Who did you talk to? How did the weather feel on your skin?
I think people often overcomplicate it. They think they need to use perfect grammar. But in a diary, the goal is communication with yourself. If you make a mistake, it's okay. No one else is going to see it.
That freedom is so important. When we feel free, we learn faster. I think the habit of writing every day builds a bridge between our thoughts and the English language.
It really does. It becomes a ritual, like washing your face or brushing your teeth. It's a way to take care of your English and your mental health at the same time. I love the smell of the paper and the sound of the pen moving.
It is very tactile. In our digital world, holding a real pen feels special. It slows us down. It makes us think about each word we choose to write. However, I know some of our friends might feel stuck. They might open their diary and think, "I don't know what to write. My English is not good enough to explain my feelings."
That is a very common feeling, Ken. It's the fear of the blank page. We look at that white paper and we feel small. We think we have nothing interesting to say.
But every life is interesting. Even a quiet day has beauty. Maybe you saw a beautiful bird, or you had a delicious apple. These small things are the building blocks of a great diary entry.
For an A1 learner, starting is the hardest part. They might worry about vocabulary. They might feel frustrated because they want to say something complex, but they only know simple words.
That frustration is natural. I want to tell everyone listening that it is okay to be simple. Simple is beautiful. If you feel sad, you can just write, "I am sad today." You don't need to explain why if you don't have the words yet.
Just the act of writing the word sad helps you own that feeling, and as you learn more English, your diary will grow with you. One day you will write, I am sad, and a few months later you will write, I feel a bit lonely because the house is quiet.
That is the beauty of progress. It's a slow, steady journey. The struggle is just a sign that you are growing, like a seed pushing through the dirt to find the sunlight.
I love that image, Ken. Writing a diary is like planting seeds in a garden. At first, you see nothing, but if you keep writing every day, soon you will have a beautiful garden of English words and memories.
So don't be afraid of the blank page. It is not an enemy. It is an invitation to express who you are right now in this moment. Let's talk about the structure. For someone at the A2 level, how can they make their diary entries a little bit more detailed without feeling overwhelmed?
A good way is to use the five senses. What did I see? What did I hear? What did I smell? What did I taste? And what did I touch? This gives you a clear path to follow.
That is brilliant. If I write about my breakfast, I can say the coffee was hot, the bread was crunchy, the kitchen smelled like cinnamon. These are simple adjectives, but they create a vivid picture.
Exactly. And you are practicing your descriptive language. You are moving from just, I ate breakfast, to, I enjoyed a warm and tasty breakfast. It adds flavor to your English.
I also find that writing about the future helps. Not the big future, but just tomorrow. Tomorrow, I want to walk in the forest. I hope it is a beautiful day. This helps practice the future tense in a very natural way.
Using the diary to set small intentions is very healing. It makes us look forward to things. English becomes a tool for hope, not just a subject we study in a book.
It also helps with reflection. At the end of the week, you can look back at what you wrote on Monday. You might see that you were worried about something that didn't even happen.
That is so true. It gives us perspective. We realize that feelings come and go, like clouds in the sky. Our diary records the weather of our souls.
And for English learners, looking back shows you how much you have improved. You will see words you didn't know last month that you are using easily now. It's proof of your hard work.
It is the best kind of evidence. You don't need a test score to tell you that you are getting better. Your own handwriting and your own thoughts are the best measurement of your success.
I remember a time when I moved to a new city. I didn't know anyone and I felt very lost. My English was okay, but I felt shy. I started a gratitude diary every night.
A gratitude diary? That sounds lovely, Ken. What did you write in it?
I challenged myself to write 3 things I was thankful for, but I had to write them in English. Some days it was hard. I would write, I am thankful for the blue sky. I am thankful for my warm bed. I'm thankful for the kind lady at the bakery.
Did it help you feel less lonely?
It really did. It forced me to look for the good things in my day so I could write them down later. And because I was doing it in English, the language started to feel connected to my happiness.
That is so deep. Usually we think of learning a language as a chore, but you turned it into a way to find joy. I think that's why your English sounds so warm and natural now.
Thank you, Anna. I think that experience taught me that English is not just about grammar rules. It's about connection. Connection to the world and connection to ourselves.
I had a similar experience when I was learning. I would write letters to my future self in my diary. I would say, Dear Anna, I hope you are speaking English fluently now. Don't forget how hard you worked today.
That is so sweet. It's like a time capsule. When you read those letters now, what do you feel?
I feel proud. I feel a lot of love for that younger version of me who was trying so hard. Writing a diary teaches you to be kind to yourself, and we all need more kindness.
We really do, especially when we're learning something new. We are often our own harshest critics. A diary allows us to be our own best supporters. We have talked about the how and the what.
But I want to focus on the why. Why is this so healing for the mind? Why does it feel like a Ghibli movie when we write in a diary?
I think it is because a diary creates a small, quiet world where time slows down. In a Ghibli film, there are often scenes of characters doing simple things like cooking or sweeping.
You are right. Those ma moments, the empty spaces. Writing in a diary is a ma moment. It is a pause in the middle of a busy life. It is just you, the pen, and the paper.
When we write our thoughts in English, we're also creating a bit of distance from our problems. Because it is not our native language, we have to think more carefully. This helps us stay calm.
That is a very interesting epiphany, Anna. Because English is a foreign language for our listeners, using it to describe their feelings actually helps them regulate those feelings.
Yes, it's like looking at your life through a soft filter. You're not just reacting, you're observing. You become the narrator of your own beautiful story.
And every story deserves to be told, even if the story is just about a quiet Tuesday. There is a quiet dignity in recording our lives. It says, my life matters, my feelings are important.
This realization changed everything for me. I stopped seeing English as a mountain I had to climb. I started seeing it as a garden I wanted to sit in.
I think our listeners can feel that too. If they start a diary, they aren't just studying, they are building a sanctuary, a place where they can be themselves without any pressure from the outside world.
It turns the learning process into a healing process. Every new word learned is a new way to understand yourself. Every sentence written is a step toward peace.
So, for our friends listening who want to start today, what is our gentle advice? I think the first thing is to keep it very, very simple. Don't buy the most expensive diary if it makes you afraid to write in it.
That is true. Any notebook will do, even a few pieces of paper stapled together. The magic is in the writing, not the cover. And please, don't worry about your handwriting.
Yes, your handwriting is unique to you. It is part of your art. Also, try to pick a consistent time, maybe early in the morning with the sunrise or late at night when the house is still.
And if you can only think of one word, write that one word. If today was tired, just write tired. Then maybe tomorrow you can write, I am tired, but I am okay.
I also suggest keeping a small English dictionary or a translation app nearby, but only use it if you're really stuck. Try to use the words you already know first. You will be surprised at how much you can say.
Another tip is to write about your dreams, not just your goals, but the dreams you have while you sleep. They are full of interesting images that are fun to try and describe in English.
That sounds like a fun challenge. I saw a giant cat in a hat. That is great practice for A1-A2 vocabulary. It keeps the process light and playful.
Playfulness is key. Learning English shouldn't feel like a heavy burden. It should feel like playing with colors on a canvas. Your diary is your canvas.
And remember, there's no wrong way to do this. There are no grades. There are no teachers checking your work. There is only you and your growth.
Just be consistent. Even 2 minutes a day is better than 30 minutes once a month. The habit is what creates the healing and the progress.
As we start to close our conversation today, I feel very peaceful. Just talking about the quiet act of writing makes me want to go find my pen and a notebook.
Me too, Ken. I hope our listeners feel a little bit more inspired and a little bit less stressed about their English journey. You are all doing so well just by being here and listening.
You really are. Every minute you spend with English is a gift to yourself. Writing a diary is just one of the many ways you can make this language a part of your heart.
We would love to hear from you. Even if you don't show us your diary, just knowing that you started one would make us so happy. It's a big step toward confidence.
It is the first step of a very beautiful path. We are here walking with you, step by step. You are never alone in this journey.
Thank you for sharing this time with us, Ken. It is always a joy to talk about these gentle topics with you. I feel like our voices have found a nice rhythm today.
I feel the same, Anna. The energy today was very soft and kind. I think that is exactly what we need more of in the world. Kindness for others and especially kindness for ourselves.
So, to everyone listening, take care of your hearts today. Maybe tonight, before you go to bed, you can write your first sentence in English.
Just one sentence. That is all it takes to start. We believe in you and we are so proud of your effort.
Let's move into our practice section now to help you with some words you can use in your new diary tonight.
Now let's practice our English. Listen and repeat after me. We will use words that are perfect for a daily diary. The first word is quiet. Q-U-I-E-T.
Quiet. This means making very little noise. In your diary, you could write, "The house is very quiet tonight." It's a peaceful word.
The next word is grateful. G-R-A-T-E-F-U-L.
Grateful. This means feeling or showing thanks. You can write, "I am grateful for my family," or "I am grateful for this warm tea."
Next is simple. S-I-M-P-L-E.
Simple. Something that is easy to understand or do. Your diary entries can be simple. You can write, "I like simple things, like a good book."
Our fourth word is thought. T-H-O-U-G-H-T.
Thought, an idea or opinion produced by thinking. In your diary, you are recording your thoughts. You can say, "I have many thoughts today."
Next is peaceful. P-E-A-C-E-F-U-L.
Peaceful, calm, and quiet, like the atmosphere of our podcast. You can write, "Today was a peaceful day in the garden."
Let's try memory. M-E-M-O-R-Y.
Memory, something that you remember from the past. A diary is a book of memories. You can write, "This is a happy memory for me."
And the last one, journey. J-O-U-R-N-E-Y.
Journey, the act of traveling from one place to another, or a process of growth. Learning English is a journey. You can write, "My English journey is slow but beautiful."
Great job, everyone. Repeat these words as many times as you need. They are your tools for tonight.
Each word is like a little light. Use them to brighten your pages.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today at English GlowMind. It has been a true pleasure to share these peaceful moments with you.
We hope you leave this episode feeling a little lighter and a little more confident about your English journey. Remember, your English doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with a friend who might need a little peace in their English learning journey. It helps us grow our community of kind learners.
You can also leave a comment and tell us what is one thing you are grateful for today. Try to write it in English, just like a small diary entry for us to see.
We read all your comments and they truly touch our hearts. It's wonderful to see people from all over the world connecting through these simple words.
We will be back soon with more stories, more lessons, and more quiet moments. Until then, take a deep breath and be kind to yourself.
Goodbye for now. Keep writing, keep dreaming, and keep glowing in your own unique way.
Goodbye, dear friends. See you in the next episode. May your pens move smoothly and your hearts feel full.
Take care and happy